declaring the word of the Lord.
This is the Voice of Victory with the presiding Bishop of the Victory Bible Church International, Bishop N.A.Tackie-Yarboi. We are blessed with growing and thriving churches within and outside Ghana, and our mission is to convert people within our community in all creative ways, developing them into fully functioning followers of Christ. Now, today's message. Hear the voice of the Spirit.
Ye the way of the Lord.
Hallelujah. Amen. In Psalm 118, verse 24 and 25, Bible says, today is the day the Lord has made. Heavenly Father, today is another day, another Sunday is the day you have made. Your word said we should rejoice and be glad. Your word said that we should say that save now. And we beseech you, save now. We beseech you, send help now. Send understanding now. Send wisdom now. Send blessings now. Send prosperity now. I pray, oh God, use me as a channel to minister your word of healing and deliverance and salvation to somebody today. Let somebody live here with the fullness of you. In Jesus' name, amen. Please be seated. We are in a month of bringing health from heaven to the earth. And Bible says that he sent his word to heal them. Sometimes our health challenges are born out of problems we are going through, depressive situations, worrying situations. And so I'm still continuing the message of our Papa, the message of harvesting our seeds. We've spoken more about the word, that whatsoever you say, you will harvest that. Whatever you say, you are sowing seeds. The Bible says the word is in your mouth and it is in your heart. Romans chapter 10 verse 8. The word is in your mouth and it is in your heart. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. But what said it? The word is in thy deed, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach. So whatever you say, that will become you. The word is in your mouth and it is in your heart. But this morning, I want us to move to the next level. We're talking about the Lord of the harvest. Luke chapter 10 verse 2. We're talking about the Lord of the harvest. So we want to now seek the Lord of the harvest. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest. We want to seek the Lord of the harvest, because he can guarantee our harvest. Yes, what we say is important, but we want him to guarantee the harvest for us. If the Lord does not watch over us, the watchmen watch in vain. And that's why we need to seek the Lord of the harvest. When you read 1 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 11, seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face continually. 1 Chronicles 16, 11. Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face continually. Because it is when you seek him and you walk with him, you obey him. And when he is with you, that is what makes the difference. And Psalm 128, verse 1 and 2, Bible says, blessed are those who fear the Lord. Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of your hands. Happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. When you fear the Lord, you seek his face, you walk in his ways. Bible says that you will eat the labor of your hands, because he's the Lord of the harvest. When you seek him, you will eat the labor of your hands. You shall be happy, and it shall be well with you. Other version says you shall be prosperous. When you seek him, when you walk with him, and when you walk in his ways. Because men can forget you, but he will not forget you. This morning, I want to use 3 people as examples to show how your harvest can come, that God will not forget you, even when men forget you. God rejected Saul, and someone was mourning for Saul. And God told Samuel, how long can you continue to mourn for Saul, knowing that I have rejected him? I have found for myself another king. So when you read 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 1. 1 Samuel chapter 16 from verse 1. And the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thy horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. God has seen a son of Jesse. God has seen that son, but Jesse himself has not seen his own son. And so when he went, Jesse brought out his sons. When Samuel saw the first one in Eliab, he saw his stature. He said to himself, this guy, his stature looks like that of Saul. So if God wants another king, he must replace him with somebody who has the same kind of stature. So when you read verse 7, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. But the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord look on the heart. I am here to tell you that it is not about what you put on. Yes, it makes your appearance beautiful. But the kind of appearance God is looking for, He's looking at your heart. Do you love him? Are you following him? He looks at your heart. So when the first guy came, and then he brought all the sons, verse 10 says that all the 7 sons, and again Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. And Samuel said unto Jesse, the Lord have not chosen this. So Samuel himself asked Jesse, are all these your sons? Are all these your sons? And Samuel said unto Jesse, I hear all thy children. And said, there remaineth yet the youngest. And behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. Only 8 sons. And you can't still remember the last one. Yesterday I was at a funeral at Santa Maria. The brother comes to church here. The father was 95. And he had 21 children. And all of them were there. And I'm sure he knows all of them. 21. And here is a man who has only 8. And yet has forgotten one. I'm here to declare to you, men can forget you. Your parents even can forget you, like his own father forgotten about him. But God will not forget you. The father has forgotten about him. I'm here to tell you that God will not forget you. Because he was just tending the sheep of the Father, where he has placed him in the wilderness. A place that until he's needed. And so when a prophet has come looking for somebody to be a king, he's not the one to be remembered. But because God was with him, what is important is that God is with you. Because God was with him, he was remembered. Looking at the story of David, his brothers were in a noble profession, in a noble work. They were all in the army. At that time, and the father sent him to go and take and ask how they were doing. And when he got there, and he heard the chanting of the giant, David presented himself like, yes, he's able to kill the man. The king heard it. When you read 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 33, the king told David, and the Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. The question is, the man was a man of war from where? From his youth. So where should David also start from? But that is even not the question. But David testified to Saul that he is also a man of war. He is also a warrior. In verse 34, and David said unto Saul, the servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. The servant slew both the lion and the bear. And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living God. David said, moreover. That is where my message is. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with you. But let me tell you that Saul will not have agreed. But he had already encountered David before. He had already encountered David before. He had already received a testimony about David before, and had seen David before. Otherwise, he would not have accepted the testimony. Because the guy was a warrior. And I know that the coat of his bronze was weighing over 125 pounds. And his voice, and that was what the Israelites were seeing and they were discussing. When you read 1 Samuel chapter 17 from verse 4. So, like Bishop said, be careful what you hear and what you see. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistine named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits. Maybe give me to me New Living Translation. He was about 9 feet. He was over 9 feet tall. Verse 5. He wore a bronze helmet, and his bronze coat of mail weighed 125 pounds. He also wore bronze leg armor, and he carried a bronze javelin on his shoulder. The shaft of his spear was as heavy and as thick as a weaver's beam, tipped with an iron spearhead that weighed 15 pounds. His armor. So that was who Goliath was. And he was shouting, this time the battle is one man to another one man. It's not an army to an army. So choose for among yourself one man to come and face me. If he kills me, you have won the battle. If I kill him, we have won the battle. The Israelites will go back and they will discuss what they heard. The man said that he will kill us. And they will say, we are dead. And they were discussing the bronze coat. That alone is 125 pounds. Hey, who can face this man? So it is not that a young boy should come and tell the king, I have killed a bear, I have killed a lion, and then the king will allow him. But at a point, an evil spirit came upon King Saul. And then the servant said, we know a young guy who can play good spiritual songs so that the Spirit of God can come and overtake this evil spirit and give you freedom. So Saul said, do you know anybody? And one of the servants said, yes, I know a man, brave warrior. Brave warrior. He speaks fine. He speaks, it is well. He doesn't look at his situation and say that it is no. It is well. He speaks fine. He's a nice man, and the Lord is with him. That is why when Saul was dispatching David, David said, moreover the Lord that delivered me out of the hand of the lion and out of the hand of the bear. Moreover that Lord. So Saul said, go with your Lord. The Lord be with you. Because the servant testified about David. 1 Kings chapter 16 verse 18. Maybe give it to me in the New Living Translation also. 1 Kings 16 verse 18. So Saul had already encountered David. 1 Samuel 16 verse 18. 1 Samuel 16 verse 18. First Samuel chapter 16, verse number 18. So one of the servants said, I know a man. One of the servants said to Saul, one of Jesse's sons from Bethlehem is a talented harp player. Not only that, he is a brave warrior. Look at the description. That is the servant describing David to Saul. David had not gone to any war front before, but the servant looking at what David had done, because he saw David killing the lion and the bear. Then he said, no, this is a warrior. And he saw that what David did, this one, it is only when God is with you. So he said, not only that, he's a brave warrior, a man of war, and has good judgment. He's also a fun-looking young man, and the Lord is with him. So they testified that concerning David to Saul. Then Saul said, send me to Jesse. Tell Jesse, bring me his son who is with the sheep. I am here to tell somebody, it is not where you are that matters. It is your relationship with God. So Saul sent messengers to Jesse to say, send me your son David. Okay, you go back to the King James. When you say the shepherd, it doesn't make the meaning so clear. Wherefore Saul sent messengers unto Jesse and said, send me David thy son, which is with the sheep. The son that you haven't considered. The son that you don't even remember. Send me that son who is with the sheep. I don't know where you are working. I don't know where you are living. I don't know what is going on. But if you are with the Lord and you are seeking the Lord and you are walking in the fear of the Lord and you are walking in the ways of the Lord, I am here to declare to you that you will eat the labor of your hands. You shall be a happy person and it shall be well with you. According to Psalm 128 verse 1 and 2. And the Lord will remember you. Because the Lord remembered David. And the servant of Saul. Sometimes where you are and you are doing your evangelism, somebody knows what you are doing. Sometimes it is not the big man who should see you and promote you. Sometimes it is the gatekeeper who has seen you and will tell the big man, that young man that passed by, he has some qualities in him. Sometimes it is the messenger who should see you. Continue to do what you are doing for the Lord. There is somebody who will see you at the appropriate time. When the man capable of helping you and blessing your life is asking, there is somebody who will say, I know this man. I know his heart. I know this woman. I know her heart. Her heart is for the Lord. His heart is for the Lord. So before Saul saw David at the battleground, David had already been into the house of Saul. Saul had already received a testimony about David. The servant said he's a brave man. Because the way the guy was talking, you need a brave person. He's a brave man. He is a warrior. So Saul said, are you sure? So he sent people to Jesse and said, Jesse, I want that your son who is with the sheep. I don't want any of those in the army. I want your son who is with the sheep. So Saul had already. So when he saw him the second time, and now it was David himself telling him his testimony. If two shall agree on a matter, the servant has said it, and he is also adding to it that the Lord, moreover, the Lord that helped me, the same Lord will help me. How do you go to war with sticks and with short strings? And so when Goliath saw David coming, he shouted on him, am I a dog that you should come to me with sticks? 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 43. Because you don't go to war with sticks. And as he talked with them, verse 43, 1 Samuel 17, 43. 43. Goliath, when he saw David, and the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me with sticks? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. Let me finish you. Look at what I'm carrying. Do you know the weight of my bronze coat? Do you know my spear? Can't you see? Sometimes what the enemy carries is so terrifying. But until you come to understanding that what you carry, the God that you carry inside of you is greater than the army who has dressed in that terrifying dress. If you can understand and know whom you carry, then you can take the fight to the enemy. If you don't know that you carry the God, the Most High in you, that your body is the temple of the living God, if you don't know that you carry this God in you, you can't run. Because when David saw it, he ran to Goliath. He ran to him, verse 45. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. Verse 46. This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee and take thy head from thee. And I will give the carcass of the hosts of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth. And all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. Verse 47. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear. For the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands. Verse 48. And it came to pass when the Philistines arose and came and drew near to meet David, that David hasted and ran towards the army. He ran towards him. We don't need to retreat when we see the enemy. No matter what the enemy has put upon him, no matter how terrifying the situation is, no matter the fact that he has employed us and he is sacking us. What David carried was not what we used to go to war with. We don't go to war with sticks and slingshots. So the guy said, am I a dog? But David said, you come to me with your gods. I come to you with my Lord. Brethren, I'm here to say that if you are walking in the ways of the Lord, no matter the situation you find yourself, no matter who the enemy is, no matter how powerful the enemy is, no matter what kind of dressing, no matter what kind of armor the enemy carries, what you carry in the physical is not capable, but in the spiritual, you carry the God whose name is I am that I am. You carry the God, the Most High God, the God who places the foundation of earth on water. You carry the God who can do all things. That is what this morning I want us to understand. When you read Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 23, Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 23. Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight. In these things I delight. You know that this loving God who loves you, he will exercise judgment and righteousness. So if you are walking in righteousness, you are bold. The Bible says the righteous is as bold as a lion. Your boldness is in your walk with God. And because God exercises himself in this, He delights himself in this. That is your weapon. God is your weapon. So David said, God is my weapon. I will cut off your head. Meanwhile, he didn't have sword to cut off his head. But when he shot the string, Holy Ghost directed, and the stone went straight into the head and killed him. And he ran over him, took his own sword. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 50 and 51. He ran over him, took his own sword, and cut Goliath's head with his own sword. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a string and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof and slew him and cut off his head herewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was there, they fled. The sword that the enemy carries, which he wants to destroy your life with, you will take that same sword and destroy his life. Somebody say amen. I said the sword that the enemy carries, you don't carry any sword, but the sword that the enemy carries, that same sword, you will take it from him and kill him with that same sword. You will destroy his life with that same sword. May that be your story. Receive it. David said, I'll cut off your head. But he didn't carry any sword. And that is why you must be bold with what you say. When you are speaking the word, be bold. It looks irrational. And many a times, our faith talk looks irrational. How do you catch my head when you are coming with stick and with a slingshot? But David said, because you have won. And because I'm going to kill you, what you have is what I will use to destroy you. Whatever the enemy has prepared, may that go against the enemy of your life. In the name of Jesus. Somebody say, I receive it. You will be remembered. It doesn't matter where they have put you. In 2 Samuel chapter 9, David said, is there anybody in the house of Saul that because of Jonathan? And David said, is there yet any that is left in the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And when they called him unto David, the king said unto him, art thou Ziba? And he said, that servant is he. Verse 3. And the king said, is there not yet any of the house of Saul that I may show the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan have yet a son, which is lame on his feet. Verse 4. And the king said unto him, where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, behold, he is in the house of Micaiah, the son of Amir in Lodiba. Two weeks ago, I was praying and contending in faith. And God told me, your Ziba is around. Anytime your Ziba is around, your Ziba is the one who will tell where you are. If there was not Ziba in the house of Saul, if that servant was not in the house of Saul, where Mephibosheth was, nobody would have known. Lodiba is a town called Forgotten Town. It's a town called Ignored. It's a town called Passed By. It's a town called the Hungry Ones. So Lodiba was a place that you are forgotten. People hear your story and they pass by you. People ignore you. You are hungry. You don't have what it takes to come out of life. You don't have what it takes even to enjoy life. But Ziba knew where Mephibosheth was. I'm here to declare to you, your angel, who is called Ziba, knows where you are. And God will bring you out of your Lodiba, where you have been forgotten, where you have been ignored. Mephibosheth was in Lodiba not by his own fault. Bible says when Saul died and Jonathan was killed in the battle, the maidservant, Mephibosheth was just about 5 years old. 2 Samuel chapter 4 verse 4. The maidservant carrying Mephibosheth dropped him. And Jonathan's son had a son that was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came of Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass as she made haste to flee that he fell and became lame. And his name was Mephibosheth. It wasn't his fault that he was dropped. It wasn't his fault that his father was killed. It wasn't his fault that at that time there was no doctor to attend. It wasn't his fault that because the nurse was afraid that the whole house, everybody in the house will be killed. It wasn't his fault that he was dumped at a place that nobody can think that the king's son's son will be put there. I am here to declare to you, it isn't your fault that you were born in that village. It is not your fault that your father did not have money to give you that good education you were expecting. It is not your fault that business collapsed, that you are unemployed. It's not your fault that you are in your Lodiba. It is not your fault that things have worked against you. But I'm here to know and to let you know. Jesus said, those who are tired and worried, come unto me and I will give you rest. I'm here to tell you that Jesus said, all things are delivered unto my hands. All things. Matthew 11:27. All things are delivered unto my hands. The change that you want. All things are delivered unto me of my Father. And no man knoweth the Son but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son. And to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. All things are delivered. And therefore in verse 28 he said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Come unto me. It doesn't matter where you are. Sometimes Lodiba cannot be only just a physical place. It could be a psychological prison that you are locked up in. Outwardly, everything looks well, but you know that you are messed up within. You know what you are fighting. You know you are fighting so hard to stop drinking the alcohol. You are fighting so hard against adultery. You are fighting even against homosexuality. You know what you are fighting. You know what is imprisoning you. But I am here to say that today your angel, who is called Ziba, knows where you are. And God is ready to bring you out of Lodiba. Because David immediately said, send chariots to Lodiba. Kim. Chariots to Lodiba. Just to bring Mephibosheth. May your angel remember you now. And may the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, who is calling you, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, may he send the chariots unto you now. May you be picked from your Lodiba. May you be picked from your Lodiba. May you be picked from your Lodiba. May all that is stressing you be delivered from out. May you be delivered from all that is stressing you. May you be delivered from all that is blocking you. May you be delivered. May your angel bring you out of your Lodiba. And when Mephibosheth came, verse 8, that's Samuel, 2 Samuel 9, verse 8. David said, you will eat at the king's table. Verse 7, then verse 8. And David said to him, fear not, for I will surely show thee kindness for Jonathan thy father's sake, and will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at the table, at my table continually. And he bowed himself and said, what is thy servant, that thou should look upon such a dead dog as I am? Because from where I am coming from, my best description is a dead dog. Because Lodiba is where I have been ignored. I don't get food to eat. I don't have any source of encouragement. Nobody is encouraging me. It is not your fault that nobody spoke into your life. But I'm speaking the word of God to you right now. That this word will minister grace unto you. That you will come out of your Lodiba. Come out of every imprisonment that you are. Be delivered. And be set free. Mephibosheth, I'm just a dead dog. It's not worth for me even to eat the crumbs of the bread. But David said, continually, you will eat at my table. God is calling you. Jesus is telling you, you are worth the price of my blood. Don't belittle yourself. Don't fear the Goliath of your life. I have given you what it takes to kill the Goliath of your life. Everybody has a giant in his life. Everybody has a giant in her life. But God says, I have given you what it takes to kill that giant. And when you kill that giant, you have the riches that the king has promised. You know that for three times, David was asking, what will be given to the man who killed this Philistine? And they told David, the king will enrich you. The king will give you his daughter in marriage. You will not pay any taxes. They told him, but he still asks again, what do you say will be given to the man who killed him? And they told him. And then his brother Eliab came and said, I know who you are, naughty boy. Leave this place here. And David told him, is there not a cause? Is there not a cause? When you read 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 25. And the men of Israel said, have you seen this man that has come up? Surely to devour Israel. Is he come up? And it shall be that the man who killeth him, it shall be that the man who killed him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give his daughter and make his father's house free in Israel. He told him. And in 26, and David spoke to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this man? But they have told you. And taketh away the reproach from Israel. For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God? 27. And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done, to the man that killed him. And Eliab, his elder brother, came. Said, I know who you are. Naughty boy. Whom have you left the few sheep with? Verse 29. And David said, what have I done? Is there not a cause? Is there not a reason? Is there not a cause that today I am ministering this word to you? It's not a reason that today I'm telling you that you will not be forgotten. Though in life you look at your life, it looks like you have been forgotten. It looks like you have been ignored. It looks like those who heard your words and expecting that they will rehearse them to the people that will help you, they have forgotten about you. Is there not a cause? But today, the Lord is ready to deliver you out of your Lodiba. Out of your Lodiba. And in 30, when the brother has said that, David turned again. Verse 30. And he turned from him toward another and spoke after the same manner. And the people answered him again after. So 3 times. My point is, what God has told you he will do, rehearse that one. Not what you are and where you are. What David heard, what shall be given to the man who kills this enemy? He asked 3 times. He heard it, but he wanted to affirm it for himself. May you affirm every word that God has shown to you in dreams and in visions. May you affirm for yourself. Bishop is in Delaware having come meeting with the U.S. churches. And he said something on Thursday that internal conversation, whatever you say to yourself internally is a vow. Internal conversation is always a vow. And that internal conversation is what God has revealed to you that you want. But if you say what you are, the situation that you find yourself, if you say it is internal, it's a vow you are making. Hey, me, who will ever think of me? You are making a vow. So internally, because you can encourage yourself more than sometimes how people will encourage you. You can make yourself, and that is what David was doing. That if this is going to be my rewards, to be enriched, shepherd boy like me, from the village, to be enriched, to have the king's daughter, not to pay taxes. Tell me again, tell me again, tell me again, tell me again, tell me again. And you resolve yourself. When you take that resolve, nothing can turn you back. And that's why he had to run. Take a resolve. This God is a faithful God. It doesn't matter what you are going through. Take a resolve. He will come true for you. There was a lady who died because she was a good woman. And they heard Peter was just close by. They said, come on, go call Peter. This woman should not die. When you read Acts chapter 9 from verse 36, I'm ending with this story. Acts chapter 9 verse 36. Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and alms deeds, which she did. Your good works, God will remember you. Your tithes, God will remember you. Your offerings, God will remember you. Your givings, God will remember you. After all, God told Cornelius, your prayers and your givings have become a memorial. When you give to the house of God, it's a memorial. So this woman died. Verse 37. And it came to pass in those days that she was sick and died. Whom when they had washed, they laid her in the upper chamber, ready for burial. They have washed her, laid her in the upper chamber, ready for burial. And for as much as the leader was nigh to Joppa, And the disciples had heard that Peter was there. They sent unto him 2 men, desiring him that he will not delay to come. There is an emergency situation. Peter, come. This woman should not die. She's a good woman. I am here to prophesy to somebody. Because of your good deeds, because of your tithes and your offerings, your business will not die. Your marriage will not die. Oh, your family will not die. Your children will not die. You will not go down. No matter what is facing you, you will come out. You will come out. You will come out. She was dead, washed, but they sent for Peter. This is an emergency situation. Death should not come into this family this hour. The next verse. This is emergency situation. Verse 39. Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him unto the upper chamber. And all the widows stood by him, weeping and showing the coats and garments which Dorcas made while she was with them. These are samples. A good woman. The widows were also there. She was giving us clothes. She shouldn't die. If you are part of the glory of this house, I'm here to declare to you, you will not die. Your business will not die. Your marriage will not die. Because there's the living testimony. But Peter put them all forth and kneeled down and prayed. And turning him to the body said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes. And when she saw Peter, she sat up. Verse 41. And he gave her his hand and lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows, presented her alive. You will be presented alive. Oh, your business will be presented alive. Your marriage will be presented alive. Your family will be presented alive. You shall not die. It shall not be it. Your life story is not ending. The glory of God is beginning to unfold. Now, even in your situation, this is the time that God's miracle is coming upon you now. In your tight situation, this is the time deliverance is coming. Yes, the situation is tight, but I want to announce to somebody, this is the hour for your deliverance. This is the hour for your miracle. This is the hour that God will break through, because you have done all that you have to do. There is no way, but God is now coming. God is coming to your situation. God is coming to your situation. May He release His angels and cause you to know the way forward. May He release His angels and cause you to hear where you should take your next step. May He release His angels and cause you to move to the right place, that you can meet the right people at the right time. May God's favor come upon you. May this word spark the glory and the power of God in your life. May this word fortify you and strengthen you to fight on and to know that God is for you. And if God is for you, no one can be against you. God bless you. You want to rise? You want to just say a word? You want to say, Lord, I have heard your voice. The voice of God, if you hear the voice of God, it is a weapon for your victory. The voice of God is a weapon for your victory. I don't know what you have heard, but before coming, I said, Lord, by this message, let somebody hear your voice. So I believe that you have heard a voice. And I want you to strengthen yourself with a voice. Because I just did not preach. It's a message, because that's the message God is giving also unto me. So that's why I am just releasing a message that I know is appropriate for me. I know it's appropriate for you. It's a message that I have just released unto you. So I just want you to take a rinse off and say, Lord, I know you are alive. You are for me. I just want you to Pray 1 or 2 minutes. Banakasotoria babaya. Hey, you know, Masitoria babaya lala. Ayandoria bashandoria baba. Ikalia Maria Masutoria la. Mankatoria baba baba. Let your word carry us, oh Lord. Let your word carry us. Let your word sharper than two-edged sword. Let your word sharper than two-edged sword carry us. Let your word carry us. Maria Katoria baba.
Thank you for listening to the Voice of Victory from Victory Bible Church International. We believe in the ability of God's words to change lives. So, having been blessed by today's message, please find time to visit our Dominion Sanctuary, situated at Awoshi Junction off Tetekwashi Malam Motorway, or any of our branches wherever you may be. For more information, please call 0242 186 634 or 0289101540. You can visit our website www.vbcint.com or www.Tackie-Yarboi.com. Tackie-Yarboi is spelled Tackie-Yarboi. Please send your mails to Tackie-Yarboi@gmail.com or vbcint@gmail.com. For your prayer request or prompt response, send your short SMS to 0270-337766 or 0244143363. And for daily inspirational messages from the Bishop, send VBCI to short code 1496. Victory Bible Church International. Jesus is our victory, for there is no God like Jehovah.
There is no God